This fried rice recipe is a must try for this festive season. It is full of flavor, super delicious, and everyone who has it will definitely ask for more. Hello everyone, welcome back again to Debzies Delight. Join me as I show you how to whip this deliciousness together. Into a pot, add some sunflower oil. Once hot, add some diced onions and fry until translucent. I know you make fried rice all the time, but the difference here is how the rice is cooked. We are building the flavors right from the get-go, so watch it carefully, okay? I'll then add some bay leaves and fry this for about 30 seconds and come in with my hot water. Guys, as you know, I never cook my rice with cold water, as the hot water helps the rice cook quicker and more beautiful. I'll then add some dark soy sauce and yes, some green bell pepper. The aroma it gives to your rice is out of this world. Very delicious. Once it comes to a boil, I will take out the green bell pepper, but note we'll add it back is to prevent it from breaking in the process. I'll then add my washed rice and some oyster sauce. Yes guys, we are building the flavors right from the get-go as I mentioned. Once I've added my soy sauce, I'll stir everything to combine beautifully. Add the bell pepper back, cover it and allow it to cook on medium-low heat. Now checking on the rice after 6 minutes, you can see that the water around it is drying out. So I'll give it a little jiggle. I don't stir my rice. You can always stir it if you like. But when I'm making this, I do not stir it. I'll just give it a little jiggle so it doesn't burn. Cover it with a foil and turn my heat down to very low heat and allow the steam to cook the rice through. After about 10 to 15 minutes, voila, our rice is ready. I'll take out the bell pepper and give it a good stir, but making sure not to break it. Just look at the grains, so beautiful, cooked to absolute perfection. I just love it. The aroma of this rice is out of this world. Okay, try this and you will thank me later. I'll then transfer my cooked rice into a big bowl and allow it to cool off completely before using it for the fried rice. I always recommend doing this overnight so your rice will come out beautiful in the end, okay? One will ask why you have to do that. This is because if you make your fried rice with freshly cooked rice, it will crumble together or become too soft, and I don't like it that way. If you don't mind, of course you can do it, but leaving it overnight or a couple of hours before using it helps the grains to come out beautifully in the end, okay? Now moving on to the rest of my ingredients, I've got some skinless and boneless chicken thigh, which I'm going to cut into a diagonal downward position. I don't know if I explained it well, but just look at how I'm cutting it. I do it that way as it helps your chicken to be more juicy in the end. I'll season with some garlic and onion granules, some ginger powder, of course, my vegetable seasoning, a little bit of oil, which will help the chicken absorb all the seasonings beautifully. I'll cover it with some cling film and leave it in my fridge overnight so the chicken can fully absorb everything. Of course, you can use it as soon as you season it, okay? Now moving on to my next ingredient, which is some carrots. I will dice it into tiny cubes, just as demonstrated on your screen. If you're still here, as I always mention, thank you so much for being here. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please be kind to subscribe, like, comment and share as well, and help the page grow. Thank you. I'll then transfer my diced carrots to my plate and moving on to the next ingredient, which is some green beans. I'll cut off the tips and cut this into tiny pieces as well. You can cut it into any shape at all you want, but if you make it too big, it might not cook through. So please cut it as you want, but don't make it too big, okay? Next on the list is some green bell pepper. Guys, I love green bell pepper so much, especially in my fried rice, because of the beautiful aroma and flavor it adds to it. The taste it gives is so beautiful. So if you do not add green bell peppers to your fried rice, please take my word for it and try it and let me know what you think later, okay? I'll cut this also into tiny pieces. Please know that I'll list all the ingredients in the description box below, so check it out and you'll find everything beautifully listed for you. I've also got some scallions which have been washed beautifully. As you can see, I've divided it into two, where I'm going to cut the hard bits and put that in a separate bowl to the softer bits. I will be frying the harder bits first, okay, and the softer bits will be the last on the lid. So please stay tuned and see how I went about it. Finally, I'll also dice some yellow onions, which I love so much. I love onions. As I always mention, when I share recipes like this, it's just advice. You can always tweak it to your preference. If you do not like a lot of onions, you can always use less. And if you want more, of course, use more. The more, the merrier, okay? Prepping of the ingredients is done, so we are moving on to frying our rice. The first thing to go into the preheated oil will be our seasoned chicken. Once I toss the chicken into the pan, make sure you do this on high heat, okay? You're not going to stir it. What you're going to do is to spread it evenly in the pan and flip it over once one side becomes golden brown, just as demonstrated. Doing it this way retains the juiciness of the chicken and it does not make it release too much water, which we are trying to avoid here. And just look at that, so beautiful, and it smells amazing. Please do not consume it before you finish the recipe, okay? Now stir it once each side is golden brown and beautiful. Don't let it sit in the pan for too long. Take it out as soon as it becomes golden brown, or else your chicken will be dry in the end. I'll then whisk some eggs and toss it into the same oil I used to fry our chicken. It gives it so much flavor. We're going to scramble the egg, and the way to do it is to toss it from one side to the next once it sets, and our scrambled eggs is done, which we're going to also set aside until later. Into the same wok or pan, toss in some sunflower oil and introduce your chopped onions and the hard part of your scallions as advised before. To this, add some minced garlic and ginger and stir everything on high heat until translucent and fragrant. After about 5 minutes of frying this on high heat, I'll introduce my vegetables, which is on the harder part, so it cooks a bit before adding the softer vegetables. If you add all at a go, some may become soggy more than the others, okay? So these are my carrots and green beans. I'll saute this again on high heat for about 2 to 3 minutes. The next ingredient to add will be my diced green bell pepper. Once I've added this, I will stir fry this again on high heat for about a minute. Now before I add my rice, I'll season my vegetables a bit with half shrimp seasoning and some oyster sauce. You need to do this in order for your vegetables to pick up some flavors before adding the rice, or else in the end your vegetables will taste bland, okay? After another 2 minutes, it is now time to add our beautifully cooked rice, and oh man, it was heavenly. I'm now going to add some more dark soy sauce, as I wanted this rice to be a bit on the darker side, and a little bit of oyster sauce for more taste. Give it a quick stir fry for about another 3 to 5 minutes, frying this on high heat of course, and our fried rice is almost ready. Not forgetting to add the rest of our 2 key ingredients, which is our sauteed chicken and scrambled eggs. And oh my, it was a sight to behold, and the smell and everything was just perfect. Just look at that beauty. It is worth trying this festive season. Make your home a happy one by adding some of these recipes to your Christmas recipes, and your whole family and friends will thank you later. At this point, we are all done. Very simple, very delicious, and worth every penny and every sweat that goes into this recipe. Just look at that. The grains look beautiful, and of course, we are not going to get done without garnishing with our spring onions. Once you add your spring onions, saute it for another 30 seconds and you are all good to go. All done. Just look at that, so beautiful. I paired this with some homemade kebabs and oh, it was a hit. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment and share. Subscribe for more. Bye for now.